Pin-ups. I had loads of pin-ups, and here's another punishment. Sorry about this, Dad. If I was disobedient, other than thwappings, he used to come in my room and say, "Right, you don't need this poster anymore," and tore Peter Beardsley in half or Robbie Fowler's head off.
Cool, yeah. I used to watch snooker when it was still in black and white, and that was a confusing watch. But yeah,
He's
noted
going for the
snooker.
black with the white. He's going for the white with the black. I went to the stage door to welcome them in. But Ronnie's a bit of a odd one, isn't he? So he changed the door at the last moment. So all his mates. So he's a bit of a git, really. Before Dean introduced music to me, I was just listening to Shirley Bassey, the Beatles, and Elvis. And then when he came
Or
up,
your mum's music. Yeah.
yeah. So uh, I was getting brainwashed. And then we also used to have other heroes, MC Hammer, Rick Ashley, but that's surely for another show.
You're listening to Back in the Day, Nostalgic Noises.
Two people in a room, mic in our hands. Is it the Echo Razor siren that's winning the war of words, or is it Dean's knockoff from another country? What do you think, mate?
Actually, it's called a fine. But anyway,
Yeah.
good day to one and all, or good evening, whichever side of the stratosphere you're listening from. It's Dean here, and with Stitch. Today we're tackling 90s heroes, specifically the icons who brought us all together. Before the world fractured into a million digital pieces, the 90s gave us those massive culture defining figures that everyone at school talked about on a Monday morning. Let's look back at the days of devotion, matching tracksuits, and the sheer joy of watching our idols at the peak of their powers. Let's unpack.
My heroes, other than Kevin Pearl, Malcolm Weir, David Lane, and Chris Jolly, some of my other ones were all to do with sports mainly. What about you?
Yes, yeah, mine were sports mostly. There were a
Mm,
few singers and bands, so I suppose for music we'd be looking at Bono, U2,
yeah.
these boys. We used to listen to them a lot. Not so much an Oasis man, really, more of a Blur man.
Ooh,
So
that's another show. Yeah, that's another show.
yeah, Oasis versus Blur, and
Yes.
so yeah, along those lines, but mostly sports people,
Mm,
especially football.
footy. So, back in the day when pin-ups were on your wall, I hope, yeah, not those sort of ones, not the Kelly Brooks or the Cat Deelys, but what posters did you have up on your wall? Was it of singers or was it of footballers?
I had a few singers on my wall, not in the 90s, because I was married in 94.
Oh
I
dear.
was kind of past that.
So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right. But
right.
as a lad, 70s, 80s, I had a few singers on the wall, but I can't remember who. It might have been that one of the girls from, I suppose it would have been mostly girls,
Mm,
but one of the girls from, Black Box did that Ride on Time song.
yes.
Yeah, I think I had
Yeah.
her. Well, she didn't actually sing it. She just lip
Timed it.
synced it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw who actually sung it.
yeah. Talking about heroes, Dean is married to a Kylie Minogue lookalike, and I am married to a Gong Li lookalike, just to fill you in with the picture. Pin-ups, I had loads of pin-ups. Mine was like Rush, Dalglish, Beardsley, Barnes, and then Fowler, McManaman, Owen, that sort of stuff. And but if you remember my room, you might have remembered this. I used to have a sloping room with like
Mm.
three walls like coming in like a pyramid. So if my posters were there, I could see them as on my bed, and they were sort of, yeah, pointing down at me instead of flat on the wall. Can you remember those days?
Yes, I can. Yeah, because I remember bashing my head on them beams in your bedroom
Yeah.
endlessly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We used to play Sabutio in there. There's another show.
There's
There's
another
another
show,
series, isn't
a series
there?
for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. Subbuteo
great
games.
stuff.
Yeah, on the carpet or on the board or yes, AstroTurfed. Yeah, well, that's a great series coming up, surely. Um, Yes. So those, because back in the day, the closest you came to film stars, or I wasn't really into film stars, or your sports stars was magazines. Yeah, maybe Match of the Day or Shoot. I used to get Cycling Weekly as well, and used to have those pull-out posters that you could stick on your wall. And there's another punishment. Sorry about this, Dad. If I was disobedient, other than fwappings, he used to come in my room and say, "Right, you don't need this poster anymore," and tore Peter Beardsley in half or Robbie Fowler's head off. And that was the end of my pin-ups on the on my box room,
Oh, that was pretty mean.
isn't it?
Beardsley losing his head. Oh, that was
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, I'd forgotten about Beardsley. Actually,
No.
he was a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah, what a
Beasley
player.
Barnes. What a player.
Yeah.
What a yeah. So that's another show. Man United and Liverpool. That's probably going to be in our Or series. I'm thinking next series is going to be our um before series is coming after 12, but then I'm going to do an or series. So Liverpool or United, Blur or Oasis, modders or rockers, that sort of stuff. Yeah. So we used to pretend we were them. Can you remember that? I can remember down in the tennis courts pretending to be Ronnie Rosenthal or Kenny Dalglish or Kevin Keegan. Probably not him because he's more 80s. And trying to play like him or just celebrating like him or just shouting his name if the ball ever did go in the back of the net.
Yeah, yeah. I suppose the nearest I came to that was trying to emulate Mark Hughes. But
Right.
again,
Mm.
that's probably 80s, Man United's Mark Hughes. Probably 80s more so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I liked him, yeah, because he never scored a boring goal in his life. It wasn't
Ah.
just a, it was never just a tap in with him.
Yeah.
He was flying through the air, making contact with a cross. And it always seemed to be on the volley. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always spectacular from
No, he was all
Sparky.
spectacular.
Yeah.
My biggest heroes, though, and I can remember this probably more than football ones, were my cycling ones. That's probably why I was better on the hills than you were. Boardman with his Lotus bike in the, was that 92 Barcelona Olympics when he won the 1,500 meters or whatever it was, 10,000 meters on a
Oh,
special
in the
bike.
velodrome.
Yes,
Yeah.
that sort of got my imagination going. So I was always after that I wasn't Johnny Barnes or Robbie Fowler. I was Boardman with the cool bike and the cool hat and the position and the winning winning TTs. That was my hero of the 90s, probably.
Yeah, I do remember him. I wasn't quite so much into the cycling heroes.
Mm,
Was it in the 90s when this American fellow was cheating his way
yeah,
to the Tour
yeah.
de France, or was that more in the noughties?
Yeah, that was 90s. Yeah, that was 90s. Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
No, I've forgotten it as well. I will remember it after the show though. He won like seven in a row, and it was all like, it was business backed though,
Hmm.
so everyone knew about it except for the other teams. Other things which were amazing. Okay, so we had, yeah, cycling was my big one. So like Chris Froome, who won the Tour de France, and then Wiggins won the Tour de France. But that's probably a bit early. That's coming to modern day. Chris Aubrey was another good one. Johnny Wilkinson, but that's winning the World Cup in rugby. That was
Yeah, that was too.
2003, so that's not counted
Yeah.
either. What about the class of 92? That's yeah, snooker and
Ooh.
also Man United. They were quite big, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Yeah. Are we saving the Man United for Liverpool v Man United?
We could do okay. Yeah, we could just quickly mention not the class of '92,
Yeah.
the beat, the gigs, Beckham, Butt,
Yeah.
those guys,
Yeah. The two Neville brothers.
Neville's,
Yeah. Beckham, Giggs, Scholes.
goals.
He had the eye for a spectacular goal.
He was
Yeah.
good.
Scholes and his goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Butt.
Snooker. Did you ever watch Snooker? Because they had a
Yes.
class of '92 that are still storming on now.
Cool. Yeah. I used to watch snooker when it was still in black and white, and that was a confusing watch. But yeah,
He's going for the
92.
black with the white. He's going for the white with the black.
Yeah. Class of 92. Ronnie O'Sullivan,
Mm.
Higgins, Mark Williams. That was the main three, and they were all born in the same year, 1975,
And
4 years after me. And they all turned pro in 92, 93.
yeah,
Won 39 Triple Crowns, just off the top of my head, of course.
of course.
39 Triple Crowns, which is when you win the World Championship, the UK Championship, and the Masters, all
Mm,
in a season.
mm.
14 World Championships between them, and they're still at it in their 50s.
Good on them. That's one of my claims to fame. I have in the country I'm living in, they do a Masters tournament, and I didn't know who I was going to see, but I bought the semi-final ticket, and the semi-final was Ronnie O'Sullivan v Mark Selby. What a match that was. You know, when you watch Messi and you think it's magical, that's on TV. But if you watch anything live, even if it's like a band or an opera, whatever, live is always better than on the TV. And this, watching Ronnie play snooker a few feet away from you is nothing but dreamland. But my claim to fame is I went to the stage door to welcome them in. But Ronnie's a bit of a odd one, isn't he? So he changed the door at the last moment. So all his mates, so he's a bit of a git, really. All his mates and his fans from this country I live in were waiting for him, and he hopped round the other door so he doesn't talk to anyone. But Selby, like a gentleman, he is a gentleman. He came in through the door, and because I was the only white person there, all the other people were shouting in different languages at him. And I said, "All right, Mark, how's it going, mate?" And he looked up me, and I got a wave, which was quite cute. I think I got a nod. I got a nod, not a wave. He sort of looked up, heard the English, and gave me a nod. So I thought that's quite decent of him, really,
What a gentleman.
isn't it? Any
Give
claims
a
to
nod.
fame? Have you seen any famous people brushed other than your ancestry or your relatives? Have you brushed shoulders with greatness or famedom?
Famedom, well, Monty Don, he once attended the Bath and West Showground near
Right,
Shepton Mallet when
right,
I was stood on a stall for the builder's merchant I was at, and they're trying to sell paving slabs, etc., and
yeah,
garden garden stuff, landscaping and stuff. And yeah, he walked past. He didn't say anything.
right.
He didn't even look at my stall, but yeah, so I came close to a bit of Monty Don greatness. Can't think of anyone else.
Ah, I did get some signatures from the Williams sisters. Another one of my passions was tennis, and I used to live not far from Wimbledon. So yearly excursions with um we didn't have the champagne, but we always had the custard and cream, the cream and strawberries, and a pint of something. Henman, I saw Henman. I didn't see him to talk to. That was when he used to beat Federer. That was back in the day. But the Williams sisters were practicing on the outside court, so I managed to get their signatures, which I pinned on a little one of those little cork notice boards you had. Do you remember that? A little cork notice board. But then I thought I can't carry that around with me my whole life, so I did throw it away in the end. But maybe that might be worth a few coppers if I still had it up my sleeve.
Well, I just remember one brush with greatness I
Here you
had.
go.
Um, I was working at a builder, not a builder, a timber merchant, on the Longleat estate near
Mm,
Warminster,
mm-mm.
just down from Centre Parks.
Right.
And guess who walked in?
Lord Bath.
Snooker legend, another snooker legend, Stephen Lee. That
No.
was before he got
Banned.
banned for
Yeah. He was
alleged
a
cheating.
he's a Wiltshire, isn't he?
Yeah, Trowbridge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. I used to love watching him. Beautiful cue action.
Oh, look at the Q action on that.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. I think if he hadn't been banned, he would still be, well, I don't know if he still would be now, but he'd have been around for a long, long time.
Well,
One of
there's
the best never to have won the big one. Hmm.
there's a moral behind there, isn't there? Yeah. Anyway, coming up, we will congratulate someone who's done something on the double and find out more claims to fame and introduction to music. Where did it come from?
This episode is sponsored by Dial-Up Internet Premium Plus, the internet that screams before you do. Experience the magic of a connection so slow you'll have time to make a sandwich, eat the sandwich, question your life choices, all before the homepage loads. Dial-Up Premium Plus. It's like Wi-Fi if Wi-Fi was powered by sadness.
More updates. We've got no messages, have we, Dean? Haven't you? You got nothing on your slate there, have you?
No, we don't have any messages this time, but we'd like some for next time, please.
Yeah.
Please send your comments to Spotify. You can review on Apple Podcasts. You can email us, stitchanddean@gmail.com. You can go onto our Instagram page, back in the day, Nostalgic 90s, spelling the word 90s, not just put 90 in. And comment on any of our posts, reels, or slide into our direct messages.
The competition has not been won. Which is my most famous platform? Where is Stitch most well known? We thought we had a winner, but it wasn't completely accurate. We are still waiting for that 5 minute winner. If you know the answer, please come forward. And big up to McIlroy, Rory McIlroy. It is McIlroy, isn't it?
Oh, yes, the
Golfer.
golfer, Rory.
Masters,
Yeah.
Masters, two in a row. Look at him playing golf like the gods. Superb stuff. I thought it was fake
Well
news when I
done.
saw it.
Yeah, no, he's done it.
Yeah,
So if
yeah.
you're listening, Rory,
Send us a message.
big up. Yeah, big up. Shout out from us. Shout out from us. And please message us on Spotify or any of the other platforms we've mentioned.
And we'll send you a t-shirt when we've designed one. What about a time check, Dean? We always used to do them. Let's give the listeners some insight in our locations.
Yes, it's 16:37 in the UK on Sunday, the 7th of June, and it's a couple of hours different in Europe, give or take an hour,
Yeah.
depending on whether you turned your clock backwards or forwards or not at all.
And
And
I
what's it in the Far East?
and I am 23:38, so way past my bedtime Horlicks. Thank you for the update there. You pod status, their last email before they said your subscription has got a problem was very encouraging, Dean. It said Apple Podcasts hobbies category, we are 193rd, and that is a new high. Maybe they've only got 194, but we are not the lowest. And I'm proud of that. If we could break the United Kingdom, because my old classic heroes, U2, they wanted to, along with the Beatles, they wanted to break America, didn't they? But I just want to break UK. If we can get into the top 100, I will be happy as Larry.
Yeah. Well, just being in the top 200 is something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because
Oh
Spotify
yeah.
and Apple are such enormous platforms that top 200's pretty good going.
It's
For
superb.
so, yeah, for a podcast that's still in its infancy.
Certainly. Um, other oh yeah, well, I'll keep talking about myself. Sorry, Dean. Another claim to fame. Again, I was in this country and they were having a like not gone past it, but like Legends of the Game sort of snooker match. Another other than Stephen Hendry came and he played the Chinese boy Sing Samatong. Forgotten his name now. Sing. Yeah, Yao Tongma. Forgotten his name. But they were playing in an exhibition match, and I couldn't get nearer where I was sitting, and I went to where the exit was. And as he left after they'd played three matches, I shouted out, "Welcome to where I live, Stephen." And he looked up, and I got a wave. So Stephen Hendry and Mark Selby, top quality mates. But basically, I was the only white face in the crowd. So, but they still acknowledged, which is top notch blokes in my book.
Great gentleman indeed. Well
Yeah.
done, Stephen.
Dean, I'm crediting you with you introducing me to my heroes, probably 80s, I think. The first album I can remember from you or brought around by you was Rattle and Hum by you too. It was on tape and we used to play it non-stop. So before Dean introduced music to me, I was just listening to Shirley Bassey, the Beatles, and Elvis. And then when he came
Or
up,
your mum's music. Yeah.
yeah, so uh, I was getting brainwashed. And then when Dean came in and introduced to you too, I thought, can I listen to this? But afterwards, I think I sort of took on board the band bigger than you and like bought every album, went to see them and worshipped them more than you did. And you sort of went on to various bands assorted, yes?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, I sort of got more into the wider
Yeah.
90s music scene, yeah, bands rather being too stuck on one band too much.
Mm-mm.
Mm. But I remember, yeah, I first came across them in the 80s. I think it must have been 1983 or 84 when the Joshua Tree album came out.
Ah,
So I missed a lot of their really, really early stuff
right.
because in my house, my dad wouldn't really have us listen to music very much, and so he was just had television on all the time. And the rest of the house was so cold, we'd all congregate in one room where the coal fire was because we didn't have proper heating, and so we had to
Right.
do what he wanted to do. So we didn't have Top of the Pops on telly. He wouldn't have Top of the Pops on. So I never really got into music until a bit late, well into my teens. And so, yeah, Joshua Tree came along, and then, yeah, Rattle and Hum came after that. Yeah, so I
Mm-mm.
remember we played that to death, didn't we?
Yeah,
And then they did, getting into the 90s, but they did all the Zoo TV stuff,
yeah, yeah.
some of which I liked.
Mm. Yeah, I think
But it wasn't quite the same, yeah,
no,
as the earlier stuff.
no, it wasn't quite rock and roll, was it? It was a bit more sort of pop, wasn't it? So I think on
Mm.
the way they sort of lost you and Mark's membership, but I stayed true, and they have come back to their roots with some of their later stuff. So I don't listen to music as much as I did, but back in the day, it was massive. And I remember going to Ireland on a reunion holiday and going to, I think it's Dublin where he's got the pub. I've forgotten what it's called now. And we went into the pub and I asked, is Bono in? Like I was his mate. And he said, no, he's not in at the moment. I said, well, could I leave him a message? I think I left him a tract. And then we came out and in the street, we bumped into Morrissey, not to talk to, but, rubbing shoulders with greatness while you're trying to find your original hero. Not bad, yeah.
Yeah, cool, yeah. Morrissey, there's a character.
Isn't he?
I listen to quite, yeah, I do listen to his stuff, the Smiths stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind a bit of that.
Good stuff. Thank you to YouTube. We have found ways to get our video automatically uploaded on YouTube podcast, and from video it goes straight in without me having to upload it again from Spotify. So from the RSS link, it goes straight in, which saves us a lot of old faff, because me and Dean are still stuck in the 90s and we are struggling amateurishly with videos, adverts, uploading, editing, writing, etc., etc. So all the help we can get. And they said, now what happened? Oh, no, we've had a 1K viewership on our shorts. We're pushing our shorts, and me standing there with me leotard trousers on has pulled in 1,000 and more viewers. So we will thank you for that, young YouTube people.
It's for legs, isn't it? So with YouTube, do they have a spot? Do they have a podcast platform? Is
They
it, or
do.
is it
They
just
do, yeah.
on
Yeah.
YouTube? Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah. So it goes into automatically now. So you can listen, or you can listen and watch. Yeah. I don't know whether
We're
me.
trying to get on. Yeah, we're trying to get on Amazon as well, but they're Amazon podcasts on Amazon Music. They're not playing ball, unfortunately.
Anyway, we tried to look like them. I remember my mate who was right into Oasis all used to have the Liam, not koogals. What were they? What did he used to wear, Liam from Oasis?
Yeah, Koogals. Yeah,
Koogals, it is cool. Yeah, he used to wear them.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
We also used to have other heroes, MC Hammer, Rick Ashley, but that's surely for another show. I am
Yeah, still
now.
going.
Who are they still alive? They are the
Still
90s.
going.
Yeah, the
Rick
90s.
Astley is. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard him on like a podcast. Yeah, so 90s still going. Simple Minds are still going. That's a classic. But we will put that in another show. Thanks for following along. Follow us on our other series, the Before series and the Or series, and tell us which show you like best. You haven't told us yet. I'm going for me baked bean toasty and me Vimto juice.
Lovely. And I'll probably do something similar. But that's neither here nor there, because that's all we have time for on today's podcast. Our thanks to the listeners and anyone else who spent the mid-90s trying to perfect their favourite goal celebration in the back garden until their mum shouted that tea was ready. This session is officially logged. The memories are safely archived, and we're leaving the studio before we accidentally buy a signed photo of an obscure 1996 midfielder on eBay. I've been Dean, this has been Stitch. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Please download, comment, and tell a friend.